Primary voting begins today, America, with the Iowa Caucus. I thought it might be helpful if I just, from my perspective, gave you some positive thoughts on every single candidate. So I'm going to give you one reason to vote for every candidate. Do it in alphabetical order. Let's start with the Democrats. Hillary Clinton. She has more experience in the inner workings and processes of the federal government than anyone. As they say, she knows where the bodies are buried. Martin O'Malley. Immigration is his. There was a survey taken in Iowa recently, not among registered voters, but among illegals, undocumented. They were asked the question, if you could vote, who would be your candidate of all? Hands down, it was O'Malley. So if you're looking for the easiest and fastest route to citizenship for these undocumented immigrants, O'Malley's your guy. Bernie Sanders. Hey, you know what? In your face, it's socialism. And that's not a negative thing, believe me. Listen, this country is the richest, most powerful country in the world. If there's anyone that could do socialism, do it right, at least for a few years, it'd be America. Go Bernie! All right, on the Republican side, Jeb Bush. Not only is he the tallest, but believe it or not, he's got the best health care plan of all that I've read. He doesn't even talk about repealing Obamacare on his website. He talks about how to make health care better. So if that's your issue, he's the guy. Ben Carson, I can sum the reason to vote for him up in one word: truth. He probably would bring more integrity to the office than anyone we've known in our lifetime. And that's certainly a needful thing. Chris Christie, leadership. I mean, this guy, Republican governor in the Democrat state of New Jersey, he has taken more hits than you can imagine. I mean, he has proven himself, tested by fire. I mean, the first day in office, he will be ready to lead. Ted Cruz, if you're concerned about how we've strayed from the Constitution, we need to get back to that foundation, Ted Cruz is all about that. Carly Fiorina, small business. I love how she talks about small business being the key to getting our economy back. You know, better jobs, higher wages, small business if you want to see that. And she's exactly right. Jim Gilmore, you may not even know him, but he's been running. He's all about the veterans' issues. And honestly, he's the only veteran running among all the candidates. So if you don't like what's happening in the VA, he's going to be out to fix that. Mike Huckabee, believe it or not, Social Security is his deal. I mean, he doesn't want to hurt it at all. He wants to not only just save it, but expand it, make it better. He does not want to raise the retirement age, keep it down. So Social Security is your issue. He's your man for that. John Kasich, here's a guy, you know, it's not sexy when you talk about the federal budget or the $19 trillion deficit, but that is his. That's where he plays the best and probably would outdo anybody in that regard. Rand Paul, again, believe it or not, of all the issues, I think he's better on Syria than anyone else. I mean, right now we got Obama that's bombing around the edges, you know, and trying to be nice and throwing a trainer here and there into the mix. You know, we're getting nowhere. Republicans on the other side, they just want to bomb the heck out of everybody, arm the rebels with our guns, which in turn probably they'll shoot us in the next war. And that's what Rand Paul says. But I tell you right now, he has the best understanding of that crazy political military mess in Syria and the most sane solution in dealing with it. Believe it. Marco Rubio, obviously the cutest in the race. But beyond that, I got to give it to him over the gun issue, the Second Amendment. I love how he talks not just about, you know, guns being a right. He talks about it being a value to a lot of Americans, part of our life. So I could appreciate that. Rick Santorum, this guy, he's the champion. He's the guy, most support for traditional family values. Last but not least, Donald J. Trump. Simply the biggest balls of anybody. So Iowans, go vote early, vote often, and above all, have some fun.